Hi everyone, this is Anna and welcome to another sewing tutorial. Today I will show you how to make these trousers. Visit my website annathetailorer.com for a ready-to-sew pattern from 2 extra small till 4 extra large sizes. Printing formats available in A0, A4 and letter size. For this project I will need 1.5 meters of wool fabric, cotton lining, zipper 15 centimeters, fusible interfacing, thread same color as fabric, button and metal hook and bar. I will be using wool fabric. Satin fabric will work great with this style as well. Cotton fabric is perfect for lining and making a bias tape. Let's start by making a bias tape. Cut 3 cm wide strips on bias. To join them, cut angle 90 degrees on each strip. Join edges in different directions and stitch. In total you will need about 12 meters of bias tape. Press seams open and fold tape edges to the center. Then fold and press it in half. And here is your bias tape with seam that doesn't create bulkiness. On the back trouser details, pin end of dart and join notches. Pin both darts and stitch. Press darts towards back seam. Using iron, stretch inner back seam slightly and also stretch back crotch seam for better trouser fit. Cover side and inner seams with binding and stitch. On the front trouser detail, stick 2 cm wide fusing on a pocket opening to prevent it from stretching. Place pocket lining face side to face side and stitch pocket openings. Carefully make notches on the pocket seam. Turn seam towards lining and make an edge stitch to secure lining. Press seam flat. Place main fabric pocket details face side to face side. Pin bottom of the pocket and stitch. Cover seam with binding and stitch. Join pleat notches and stitch. Cover side and inner seams with binding and stitch both front details. Make a stitch to join pocket with waist seam. Join front and back trouser details inner seams. For convenience, use one side foot to stitch the seam close to binding and press seams open after stitching. Fold fly shield in half and stitch it at the bottom. Trim half of the seam and then turn it out. On the left hand side of the front trouser detail, trim excess as shown on the pattern. Place zipper, cover with shield and stitch as close to zipper teeth as possible. Trim a small angle from the shield to make a smooth line. Cover crotch seam with binding on both details and stitch. Join crotch seam and stitch till the zipper. And press seam open after stitching. Secure fly with a pin. Pin other side of the zip to the fly facing and stitch. Draw a line using fly tracing template. Turn away fly shield and stitch along the line but stop on a notch. Then turn the shield and continue the stitch. Hand stitch left pocket side under the seam. Join trousers side seams and stitch. Place flap lining on a flap with face side inside and stitch sides and bottom. Trim corners and half of the seam. Turn flap out and press flat. Attach flap to the right hand side pleat. Cover one side of the loop with binding and stitch all 5 loops. Turn raw edge inside and cover with another edge, and hand stitch seam with invisible stitch. Attach loops to the front pleats, side seams and center back seam. Mark 2 cm from the edge on each loop and secure them with 2 stitches, one on the top and 2 cm mark. Add fusing to one of the back and front belt details. Join side seams of the belt and stitch. Press seams open and join belt details, matching all seams, and then stitch top edge of the belt. Fold seam allowance to the unfused side and make an edge stitch. Attach binding to the unfused belt side. Attach belt to the trousers waistband, pin all the way and stitch. Cut off zipper excess. Add a small fusing piece to the right hand side of the belt. On that same belt side, mark 2 cm from the edge and mark center. Transfer that mark to other side of the belt. Install metal hook using pliers and install metal bar to other side of the belt. Fold and pin belt end on the left side, then fold and pin on the right side and stitch. Trim all corners and cut half of the seam allowance to avoid bulkiness. Turn over belt ends and make sure all corners are nice and well turned. Pin belt seam and secure it by making a stitch in a ditch. Pin loops to the belt edge and stitch by half a centimeter. Cover that seam with loop and make a stitch inside. Mark 1 cm from the belt edge and mark center. Make a loop on a sewing machine. Using seam ripper, cut through the loop to create a hole. Mark button placement through the loop and stitch it. Mark 1 cm on a pocket from under belt and mark 1 cm from side seams. Make a mark on a zip where we have a stitch joint. And make a small zigzag stitches to secure pocket openings and cover the back stitch on a zipper fly. Measure bias tape for the hem. Trim on a 90-degree angle and stitch the tape. Cover hem with tape and stitch. Mark 3 cm from hem fold it inside and catch with invisible stitch. Give a good press to the trousers, and here is the final result. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you were inspired to make these trousers, visit my website annadetailor.com for a PDF ready to sew pattern. I hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial and learned something new. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel to see more projects, and I will see you in my next tutorial.